Hi there. In this video, I'm going to go over a bit of a stretching protocol for your hamstring muscles. A lot of people complain of tight hamstrings, or they're told they have tight hamstrings. For me, this is particularly true in terms of me observing a lot of endurance athletes like runners, triathletes, cyclists, that sort of thing. So this protocol is one thing you can do, add it into either a cool down or your own stretching routine to help lengthen that hamstring. I use this a lot. I'll have to do it at night in front of the television where I can be kind of distracted because we're looking at a longer hold for this particular protocol. So for this one, it can be standing or kneeling. I have it set up to kneel because I find it's a little bit easier to relax into the stretch. But what you'll need is, if you're kneeling, something for your knees to be on that's soft, like this pad or a pillow, and then something to place your leg up onto, like this bench, or for myself, I often do it on a couch. So what you're going to do is you're going to orient yourself, so you're putting your knee up. You can elevate your position such that the hamstring is able to be stretched and the knee is actually in its fully extended position. You don't want to be in this position with that bent knee. So you may have to elevate your body, maybe even put yourself down on a lower surface, lower angle for that hip, just to get to that right position. From here, what you're going to do is you're just going to make sure you're nice and straight. You're going to find a 3 or 4 out of 10 in terms of tension within that hamstring, and just hold this for approximately 1 minute. It doesn't need to be exactly, as long as you're pretty close. I usually set my watch and go off of that. I sometimes get distracted and it's a little bit less or a little bit longer, but approximately 1 minute. You can see here I have a foam roller. This is to help control the weight of my upper body and then the intensity of the stretch due to gravity on my body weight. You can do something like that, a couple foam rollers. 2 is always nice. I use the back edges of the couch quite often, or I'll use 2 dowels or 1 dowel just to support as I go. After that first minute, what I'd like you to do for 30 seconds, beyond that first minute, without even coming out, I want you to just plantar flex and dorsiflex that ankle as you're maintaining that hamstring stretch. You'll notice that the tension will go up, especially in the dorsiflex position where the toes are pulled towards the shin. That's good. We're just getting some active control here and some active lengthening in that stretch. So after 30 seconds of this, you can exhale and settle into the stretch. One thing to keep in mind when we are settling into the stretch, I prefer you not to lean forward. If you're leaning forward, what you tend to do is bend through that back, the spine. I would actually prefer you to shift your hips backwards. See how we're actually getting a different angle at the hip when we do that? So that's a preferred method to go deeper into a stretch versus that reach forward or bend forward. After 30 seconds of the dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, followed by another 30 seconds of settling in, the next step we're going to go into is a variation of PNF stretching on top of that. So it's going to be a contract, relax type of thing. So what you're going to do is you're going to contract your hamstring at this stage as if I'm trying to bend or curl my knee. So the intensity of the contraction is quite low. It's just enough to activate the muscle, like 15-25% effort. And all I'm going to do is hold that for 8 to 10 seconds. So I'm going to contract as if I'm curling the leg or bending the knee, holding that for 8 to 10 seconds, and you can count it out for yourself. And then after that 10 seconds, you're going to big exhale, relax into the stretch. And you're going to hold this for another 20 to 50 seconds. Longer is always good. It just gives your nervous system a little bit more to feel comfortable with. And activating at this full range creates a level of control at that end range. So the hamstring muscle crosses both your knee and your hip. So we've looked at it from the knee muscle with that first contraction and relaxation. Now we're going to look at it from the hip side of the joint. So for this, what you're going to do, same idea, contract 8 to 10 seconds. And what I want you to do is extend the hip as if I'm bringing my heel down to the ground. So it's activating that hamstring. So we'll go as if I'm kicking my foot down to the ground 8 to 10 seconds. After that 8 to 10 seconds, it's going to be a big exhale and settle deeper into that stretch. Again, I would probably be using this support throughout. I just wanted to make sure you could see. And from here, I'm going to hold this for another 50 seconds to even 2 minutes, getting that stretch to settle in nicely. Because we're holding the stretch for such a long time, when you come out of it, you're going to want to be very, very careful. So make sure you use some supports around you so that you're not trying to add too much force into that stretch muscle. I hope you enjoyed.